Doctor Who Season 12 review. Let's talk about it. Hi, I'm Randall here in Texas, and today I'm going to be talking about Doctor Who Season 12. I wouldn't necessarily call it a straight up review, and there will be some spoilers, but mostly I want to talk about the state of Doctor Who and how I felt about Season 12 in whole. So if you want to catch a episode by episode breakdown, we actually have a fan of our channel who did a great episode by episode breakdown, Amy McLean. I will post a link to her channel above. Uh, Season 12 for me is a really a lot of hit and miss. There's a lot of things to like about it, but there's a lot of things that I didn't like about it as well. So Doctor Who, it's as cinematic as ever. Like it looks good. It's never looked better. In fact, it's right up there with the. Okay, it's not quite as good as the new Star Trek series. Just Discovery looks beautiful, regardless of what you think of it. But it does look really good, and from that perspective, there's a lot to like there. Um, I also really enjoy Bradley Walsh, who plays Graham. He is the heart and soul of this series. I think he's kind of the heart and soul of the previous series too. And he's always the lighthearted, he's always the optimist, he's the person who kind of gets everyone through, and it's interesting to see that coming from a companion instead of the doctor. In previous series, especially with previous doctors, most of the time, not always, but most of the time, it's the doctor who's picking everyone up by their bootstraps. In these last two series, and especially in series 12, it has been Graham, and the actor Bradley he's done an amazing job with it. I love his portrayal of the character. I also really like the new master. You know, there's always a new master, like there's always a new doctor. Uh, he's he's out of his mind crazy, and I really liked that portrayal as well. But at the same time, it does make me long and think of Missy, who is the female master from Twelve's era. She was controlled crazy. She was definitely a blast to watch in a completely different way than what we're getting right now from the master in series 12. He he's proper crazy. Um, I highly doubt that he's actually dead, so wouldn't hope for that. Uh, but then I get into some of the things about the series and really the last series as well that I just am having trouble with, and that's that I'm just not having as much fun. So I watch Doctor Who mostly for the escapism. I love when they go to different planets, alien planets, and they have adventures. And you don't get a ton of that. You get some. I'm not saying they don't go travel in space and time. They do. But this one, the series seemed very grounded on Earth for a good portion of it until the very end, and we'll get to the end here in a little bit. Um, and it's very serious. I really liked kind of the 9 through 12 Doctor, how even when things got serious, there was something lighthearted to bring it back. These episodes, for the most part, all just they start serious, they're serious throughout the episode, they end serious, and that's both a strength and a weakness. So it might not be for me. I still watch it because I'm curious and I want to know what's going on. I like keeping up with the continuity. Um, and objectively, the episodes are good. Don't get me wrong. You know, the storylines work, but I really like the lightheartedness of the previous Doctor more than I like the seriousness of this era of Doctor Who. But someone else can have a different opinion, and that's okay, because that's why the Doctor can regenerate. Every time the Doctor regenerates, you can get something different out of a Doctor. You can get something different. And obviously, behind the scenes, we have new executive producers in Chris Chibnall for the last two series versus Stephen Moffat, and that's okay. For some people, this change is probably refreshing and good. It's just not as much fun in my mind. So, you know, there's that. And then there's a couple of episodes that I want to call out in particular that I just didn't like. Orphan 55 and Praxius, they just try and they hit the, yes, Earth has its problems, but they hit it with a sledgehammer. Like, here's your problems. You've got plastic everywhere. Or you've got pollution everywhere and you're going to ruin your planet. I'm like, guys, we know that. You tone it down just a little bit or make it more subtle. Instead, it's like the doctor is accusing humans instead of being that uplifting person that they have been in the past that I'm familiar with. The last time the doctor was this outright terse towards humans was probably Chris Eccleston in his Nine, where he called us like stupid apes or something like that. But those episodes where they are kind of talking about our present day problems, I don't think that they were that strong. I thought they were too on the nose, as it were. And then you have the last three episodes, which are all one big episode just piled in together, really. And I thought those were really strong. It reminded me a lot of the last three episodes of season 9 with Capaldi's Doctor, where Clara goes away. And I'm like, oh, the season was okay up to that point, but then the last three episodes really worked, except for one thing. They retconned a very important part of Matt Smith's Doctor's era, and I wasn't super happy with that. Like the idea that the Doctor is kind of the first Time Lord. We don't know. I mean, it adds a depth of mystery to that character, but there's a lot there that I didn't like in comparison to some of the stuff that we had seen up to this point. And I know there's some clues splattered about in like classic Doctor Who about how they might point towards that as well. But I think that most people that are watching the series now probably started with the 2005 reboot. I know that that's really how I got my start, and I enjoy classic Who, but I don't think that we have to hold it on an absolute pedestal. We can try, but like 2005 plus is kind of its own thing by itself. I know that's blasphemy by its but it was a mixed bag for me. Yeah, I'll still keep watching next season. I really liked the hook at the end. Like, okay, there's for that New Year's special that's coming up. I'm pretty excited about that. Assuming it actually was filmed before everything kind of went crazy and it will be on time. Um, I'm I'm interested to see where it goes forward. This series wasn't particularly the best for me. I thought some of the monsters were kind of generic and it wasn't as much fun as always, but again, opinions vary on that front. If you liked this season, let me know. Give us a like and a subscribe. We'll have more TV reviews coming up. We have a lot of flashback movie reviews as well, and some movie reviews, but the theaters are closed now, so we'll see how that goes. For now, I'm Randall here in Texas. Everyone have a great day.